Hey guys, Harsh Cough here. I'm a bit under the weather right now, but today we're gonna go over the legendary events and the other like monthly events like Payday and Block Party. It's gonna be a farming guide to get all those, just like the quickest way. Um, it's not necessarily the best teams, but for those events, the you don't need the best. You can really just get them to tier 9 at 7 stars and probably beat it pretty easily. So I think I'm going to go over the legendary characters first, such as Iron Man, Star-Lord. I'm not going to do Nick Fury and Magneto or go in depth just because they're both pretty similar. So we're going to start off with Shield. I'm just going to go over with kind of the easiest way to farm them and who's the easiest and who's kind of harder to farm. First up is going to be Shield Security. He's in the arena store and has his own node. That means you can get a lot of him in a day, probably 7-ish shards a day, based on arena. Then next, I would say easiest is either Quake, just because she's in the arena store as well, so that's 5 per day, or you have Hawkeye, Cap, and Shield Medic. These three, Hawk, Captain America, and Shield Medic, have 2 nodes each, so that's probably about 4 to like 8 shards per day for them. I actually have Iron Man maxed out just because, but also Shield Trooper has his own node and he's in the raid orbs. With the raid orbs though, the best advice is to just go ahead and go for the 900. The orb that costs 900, because you get 9 character shards. Is the best deal for that, even though it's a bit risky. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Shield. I would say really start with Shield Security, and then Hawkeye, Cap, and Shield Medic, and then Quake. That's who I would suggest. I was using these 3: Quake to Hawkeye, and then Shield Medic and Shield Operative to start with, just because I already had Shield Operative leveled up some before I got Captain America, and Captain America was just behind her, even though he had 2 nodes. So either of those work. I beat Iron Man, the last one, tier 9. Yes, I had red stars, but you have red stars now. So I think it's pretty easy to get Iron Man. Or you can just wait till you get Nick Fury with Kree and get him once you decide to make a Shield Nick Fury team, because Iron Man's really not too great. Next up is going to be going over the Guardians and how to get Star-Lord. Gamora is super easy to get. She's in Blitz. Also, another character is Ravager Boomer. He's in Blitz as well, so that's a lot of shards for them. Then Drax, I would say, is probably the next easiest because he's in Arena. And then if we go to Ravengers, just because they're available too for the event, Yondu has 2 nodes you can farm. So I use Yondu. So right now I'm really on Ravager Stitcher and Rocket, but Ravager Stitcher is just ahead of him just because he's been in the raid store longer than Rocket has. So I'll probably get him up, and that's what will get me to a 7-star Star-Lord. But yeah, Gamora, anybody in the Blitz store is going to be super easy to get. We'll talk about that later on. Now, if we go Nick Fury, Kree's pretty easy too. I think all of the minions, Royal Guard is in Blitz. He's pretty easy to get. Kree Oracle is in the raid store. So then you have Kree Reaper, Kree Noble, and Kree Cyborg. They all each have 2 nodes. So it's not really too hard, and especially with the update making Kree a lot better, it's kind of worth farming them and getting them up. So yeah, that's Kree. And then Magneto, we can go over mutants. This is not including Juggernaut, but Wolverine, Storm, and Mystique are the only ones you can farm, so you need to either get Sabretooth, Pyro, or Juggernaut up somehow by orbs or paying. Wolverine you can get in, I think, 810 shards divided by 5 is like 162 days, not counting if you get them in other orbs. And my mistake, I haven't farmed any of these just because I've been trying to get Nick Fury. So yeah, that's it for it. Next, we're gonna go Payday, and I'm gonna talk about Payday and where I'm at, and kind of we'll go over the arena store too, and where I think what people should do. So to start with, the one I'm actually behind on is Mercenary Riot Guard, just because I haven't tried to farm it. With Blitz, what I typically do is I go for the character, because it's such a low price. It's way different from raids. Like the Mercenary Riot Guard's 400 credits, while the Orb is 350. So I'm like, I'll just spend the 50 extra credits and get the character I want. I know with heroes, it's 100 more, but I still just think that's the best way to do it. So I was going to originally do Korath, Merc Lieutenant, Merc Soldier, Bullseye, and Riot Guard, just because Deadpool didn't have a farm location before. So that's why my Bullseye is kind of up there. But now, since Deadpool's in the arena store, I'm farming Deadpool as well. I did Korath just because he's a hero. He has 2 nodes. All of them except for Deadpool and Mercenary Sniper have 2, and Riot Guard have 2 nodes. Mercenary Sniper has 1 node, but Korath, Lieutenant, Soldier, and Bullseye each have 2 nodes. So if you want to do, you can go for any of these 4. Oh no, I'm sorry. Mercenary Soldier is in Raid Orb, so that's how I got him. But I would say don't do Mercenary Sniper. But Lieutenant's pretty good, Korath's pretty good, Deadpool's pretty good, and then Bullseye has a good Merc kind of passive that's helpful. So that's Payday. And like I said, I'll go over the arena store after all this and just what I'm planning on doing. Next up is Block Party, so we're gonna go City, and that's pretty easy. Honestly, I'm gonna give you. It's not the best team. The best team for Block Party is probably Defenders with Miss Marvel or Punisher. But I would say if you want to get there this quickest, Luke Cage has a node and he's in Blitz. Spider-Man is in Blitz, in the Blitz store. Night Nurse has 2 nodes. Daredevil's in Arena. And then Jessica Jones has 2 nodes. Everybody else that's a hero either has 1 node or isn't farmable, such as Miles. Punisher used to have 2 nodes, but that got taken by someone else. I don't know who exactly. But if you want the quickest way to get to 7 stars, I would say Jessica Jones and Night Nurse, besides Spider-Man and Luke Cage in the Blitz store and Daredevil in the Arena store. Next up is Han. Han's probably the hardest one to farm for this event. And their event is... I wrote it down. What is it? It's a Relic Hunt. So Han Archers in Arena, Han Sentries in Raid. So I'm kind of not really too worried about that, just because these guys aren't at 200 like Electra and Han Sentry. I haven't farmed Electra at all, nor have I farmed Nobu. I'm not really going for Nobu though. I guess the team that I would go for is probably these 4 up here, and then Blade Master, just because Electra, Sorceress, and Han Blade Master each have 2 nodes. If you're going for Relic Hunt, obviously go for who you want. It's your game. I wouldn't worry too much about getting the events done if you don't really care. If you just want to level up Mordo for whatever reason, that's fine. Just do that. But that's like all the events that are pretty consistent. So Arena Store, what I typically did in the past was I would max out whoever, but right now I was farming Deadpool, but since I don't have Merc Riot Guard up at max level and I am 3 days away from my Merc Lieutenant being at 7 stars, I'm holding off on Deadpool. He's 263 away. And I'm trying to get my Daredevil up to 6 stars. That way I can get the sixth tier of Block Party done. So I would say honestly keep these arena characters at your lowest farmable. Now if you're ahead or whatever and like you don't need to farm anything, then go nuts on whoever you want. But like Daredevil, I'm trying to get him caught up to Punisher, because right now I have Night Nurse, Luke Cage, Spider-Man all at 7 stars. Punisher is at I think 182 of 200. So I'm going to try and get Daredevil up in the next 2 weeks to get him to 6 stars. So then that way I can at least do the 6th tier. And then I'll probably go back to Deadpool, just because Merc Riot Guard won't take that long to get leveled up. My priorities right now is gold and is not catalyst, is gold and ability mats, just because that's what I need. I actually have given all the blue ability mats to all the characters, and I have plenty backed up now. I'm free to play if that is unknown to new people watching, but so that felt like a good accomplishment, was getting all that done. So now I'm just farming purple. So yeah, that's just kind of like the event farming guide. Like I said, if you just want to go for the characters that you want to go for, that's fine too. You know, Defenders is pretty solid. This is just like the fastest way to get there. I'm not saying this team's better than Defenders or anything like that when it comes to like the city and the block party, but I just thought I should get that out there. Here's what you can get done. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you're subscribed. If you're subscribed, hit the bell button for notifications. I'm going to start doing Marvel Strike Force on Mondays. And I have other stuff on this channel. I do Learning Curve with my girlfriend, where she's kind of newer to games, so we're playing through some of the older games. That's always fun. I have orb openings of Marvel Strike Force, so check that out as well. And I have a whole bunch of other stuff like playthroughs, and my girlfriend and I started Until Dawn this week, so that should be out Thursday. So if any of that sounds interesting, check that out. Subscribe, all that good stuff. And thanks for watching. I hope you have a good day. Bye.